Hey peoples, we today, or in the next few days, we're going to be painting the outboard engine cover for the for the 15 horsepower Yamaha. So this is an older engine, like I'm guessing the 80s to early 90s engine. You can tell kind of by the old style decals. They change the decals ever so often, and you don't know. So that's the only way I can tell. Sanding. I got to get through this glue part of the decal, and then work my way all around it. I got the top pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and probably sand it to the white, just to have it done. And then but I think the tough job is going to be getting through this decal glue here. And it's not sticky or nothing now. It's all dried out over the 39 years or 30 years that this engine has been out there in the sun. And, I got the decals off. I don't think I showed you that, but I took this razor knife here and basically slid the blade out kind of far and let it kind of curve to the shape of the side here. And you could just slide and like shave. You're literally shaving. I've got the piece of see right here. I just shaved it off. Shaved off the decal. So that's the way to get it off. Sanding it's going to be a bear. You're going to take a long time. But if you take the razor blade and just shave it off, you'll get through it way faster, and it'll be a clean job. And then you sand after that. After you get this off, you sand it, and then you're good to go. So that's how to get those decals off. Razor, shave, paradise. Yo, look at this. We got some white foam. What are we doing with that? Well, I'll tell you. You see what that is? That is my engine cover for the 15 horsepower Yamaha outboard two-stroke. But it's really noisy. I mean, I sanded this. I'm going to paint this too. That's the other thing you'll see me doing is painting this. But it's very noisy. So I am taking this foam here, and I wish I got thicker foam, but I don't have foam that is more thick. And I'm making little patterns, and I'm going to silicone this into the engine cover like that. And then I made the sides. See, like right here, I cut the sides out, and that goes in here right like that. See, goes in on the side. And this is not going to cut the engine noise down a lot, but it's going to cut it down some, and that's better than nothing. And I'm not really sure how much clearance we have between the engine and the cover on the sides and front and back. So this thinner foam will kind of tell me how much we got. I can always add another layer because I got a whole, I got 2 meters of this stuff, so I could do 10 of these probably. So, and then I trim it down to size. I'll cut it larger than that, and then I'll start putting it in here and seeing where I need to trim. And because it's just foam, you just, these things here will just cut it like it's nothing. So it's simple to trim and get down to like a really good size. So right now I'm doing the front here, and that's what this pattern here is. So I'm going to cut that out and then trim it to size and then stick it up there. I'm going to glue it. My plan is to glue it with silicone. Like this is called Pro Seal here. That's upside down, but still it's called Pro Seal. So I'm going to silicone all on the side there, and then I'm going to just stick this to it, and it should stick pretty good. And alrighty folks, I'm getting ready to lay the top piece in here. It's already cut in the shape of the top. You can see I put the silicone down pretty much everywhere. Just gooped it on pretty good because I want it to stick and never start peeling off. So I made a little grid shape with this, and I think I've got enough. This is a little, I may put a little more on this edge, but I'm getting definitely around the edges, loading it up as much as I can around the edge, and not be creating a huge mess. So I think we might be good to go. So I'm going to slap it down, and we'll see what happens. See if it sticks. That's my point. It needs to stay there and not try to curl and lift up. So paradise. out. Okay, we have got the top end. We've got part of the back end here. We got the front end here. No, that's the back. Sorry, this is the front. I'm putting on the side now. Right here, you can see the crisscross pattern I made with the silicone. Got it all around the edge. I want a good bead all on the edge here so that the edge doesn't try to lift and curl off. So, and then I want just a solid back on there so it doesn't ever try to, come off. So anyway, I think we're good to go. I'm going to stick this on there and we'll be back. I'll do the other side too, and then this little part where the pull rope, the starter rope comes through this hole. So, and then I'll do that last with this little piece here. So we will be back with hopefully a well insulated. I don't think it's going to be that great because this is thin, but better than what it was. Maybe cut the sound 30%, 20%, something like that. We'll see. And again, I don't know how much room there is, clearance between the engine and the side. So this is my initial test, and I can add more of this anytime I want. I can just put the same silicone on this and silicone another layer to it if it'll, fit in there. So Paradise out. All right, everybody. We kind of jumped into this here. I've already jumped into it. I've already jumped into it. I masked off the rubber gasket seal thing, whatever, around the outer edge. I forgot to wipe it down with acetone. And, and all you can get, well, you can get maybe at a paint store, you can get a big one, but that's like fingernail polish remove or type acetone. But you can see those little things there, that's oil. And see right there, so I've got some blemishes here that I could have avoided had I have done it properly. So wipe everything down with acetone, make sure there's no oils on your finger. I did silicone on the inside of this. I may have got a little silicone on the outside. My fingers, when I flipped it or turned it upside down or spun it around. So again, acetone, I don't think will take silicone off, but nonetheless, acetone, wipe it down good. Make sure there's no contaminants on there before you start shooting it. This is the primer that I'm spraying here, and again, this is the Samurai brand here. This is gasoline resistant. Okay, so that's why you use the Samurai brand. There's got a little Samurai guy on there, and again, this is primer. So we will be back, and I don't know if you have to let the primer dry before you shoot the next layer of primer. I know that you can't shoot clear coat over the color coat if the color coat's dry, because it'll wrinkle it up. It'll melt it and make a mess, because I've done that with my car. And even the guys I talked to that sell this paint, they told me shoot the clear within 5 minutes of shooting your last layer of color on, and so that everything's still wet. So we are going to press on painting, and hopefully my little defects don't cause any problems. And the other thing that I need to do is spray this here cover, so I need to shoot it with the primer right now too, but I will acetone that bad boy. That is metal. So we'll be back with more from my Paradise on Battalion Island, painting the Yamaha 15 horsepower 2-stroke, probably like a 1985 model, maybe 91, who knows, somewhere in that 80s to early 90s year this thing was made. Paradise out. All right, we got the primer coat on there, and now I just shot the first coat of the silver on here, and it's kind of hiding some of those blemishes a little bit. I mean, if you really eyeball it, you can see there's some little bit of a blemish there, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. This is the metal cover. It goes right here. This is the air intake, because obviously the carburetor has to breathe air, and it comes in here and goes down there and into the engine. And then where the air comes out is out the exhaust, out the propeller. So This Samurai is drying pretty fast, maybe 10 minutes, 5, and it's almost dry to the touch. Let's say 10, don't say 5. I touched it here and it was a little tackiness. I forget where I touched it, right around in here where this is under the cover, so I touched it here. This is my test area, because once it gets almost dry to the touch, then I shoot it with the next coat, so I'm not layering it on and possibly getting some runs. But again, this Samurai doesn't look like it wants to run. However, if you set on it, I got a little spot right here where it tried to kind of sheet and run. But that's my can. My can's acting up. It's kind of sputtering and kind of doing weird stuff. This primer, do you see the spray on this guy? That thing is nice. This one here is kind of funky. See, they're the different style. But I'd like to get that primer one and put on here. I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if I can switch and then spray, because that thing sprays like a fan, like that. And this thing here just goes and sprays like almost globbing and sputtering and doing weird stuff. So it could be the can, but look at that. It's not the same sprayer. So I'll try that on the next round. Okay, we got the final coat of the silver on here, and it's actually looking better than I thought. At first, when you start shooting this, it looks grayish, and you don't get that kind of metallic-y, silver look. Kind of looks gray, but the primer was gray, so it may have just been not a heavy coat. But now it's starting to look silver, shiny silver. And next, I'm going to put the clear coat on. The clear coat, you got to wait. They said 5 minutes. You want to shoot your clear while your base coat or main color coat is still hasn't fully dried. Because it'll melt the paint, and so you got to get, timing is pretty good. They said in about 5 minutes after shooting your last of your base coat or main color coat, then you can shoot the clear. I'll shoot the clear on this piece first, because if it screws up, that's easier to sand than this thing is. So hopefully all will go well. And again, Samurai, you got a scratch and get reward thing, but I don't know how that works. And of course, clear. So I'm going to do a little touch test somewhere where I can't mess that up, or maybe I won't, because I will mess it up. And if that goes well, I could touch this. Oh, I think we're ready. I think it's time. So I'm going to shoot the clear on this one and make sure nothing bizarre happens, and then we'll be back with more, and I'll shoot this one next. Paradise. Out. All right, everybody. This is how it turned out. We got this little cover piece here. This is for the handle in the front here. It goes on there like that. And then all this come out like that. That's 2 or 3 coats of primer. That's 4 or more coats of silver. And that's 3 or 4 coats of clear coat on here that I shot myself. And so we're getting the decals tomorrow. I've already had them, custom designed. They're kind of like still on the Yamaha decal theme, but I adjusted them and made the colors that I wanted. For my engine here. So we will be back with more fancy engine stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll get to see the decals put on at 3 o'clock. I got to go back to the decal shop, and they're going to apply them on here for me, and then you'll get to see the finished product of the cover. But when you put this on the engine, this is going to make the rest of the engine look ugly. So I don't know what to do about that. But it's a 1985 to 91-ish outboard, so it's they get banged around. So the bottom lower part's not going to be that good, but the top part's gonna really stand out. Paradise out. Hey everybody. We are now at the decal shop. My Paradise on Battalion Island, but you can't talk to me while I'm doing YouTube.
Okay.
Because it goes into the thing, but it's really okay. But, so we're at the decal shop here, putting the decal on the Yamaha 15 horsepower. What we're doing, we're putting a clear coat decal over it, and the reason is because the fine little points here at this end will peel off, and so we have to layer like a clear coat over the whole thing, and that's really cool though, because that's just extra protection for everything. And these are the guys that do this stuff, and they are experts. And if you ever come to their shop, what's the shop called? Kula's Design here in Consolation, nearby Jollibee, across the street, you will find one of the best decal shops in the world. I mean, these guys are good. Look at that work there. Whoa, hair dryer. Now we're going to put the super stick to it and get all the bubbles out and everything. Get this thing doing right. These guys are, like I said, we did the whole design work. This gentleman here, your name is Ed?
Yeah, my name is Ed.
Ed, he is the guy you want to talk to when you get any of the design work done, because he is phenomenal on the computer system. Yeah. And then now we're going to put the other side on. And they have all their machines here. This is what they do, laminating and all that stuff to laminate all of the decals on. But I got to get back here because I got to measure for them to get that centered. So we will be back with more with my Paradise on Battalion Island. Paradise out. Okay.
Nice.
There is the Yamaha, folks. We're going to put the heater on it, make it stick super good, get all the little bubbles and air pockets out. Can't really see what's going on, but that's how they do it. And then we got the front decal to put on and the back one to put on. So when we get to those, we'll be back. Paradise out. Hey everybody, check it out. We got it down here. That is the side. That is the front. This is where the pull start goes through. And this is the back. Right here, there's a fan blowing, so you may get some wind noise here. Look at that, boys and girls. Huh? You like it? I love it. So anyway, we will be back with more from my Paradise on Battalion Island. Paradise out.